Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering the Target boycotts. Yesterday, we were just covering how Target is frantically trying to save their business. They've been destroying their Pride merchandise displays, removing their Pride merchandise. Today, we hear there is a warning from Wall Street analyst JPMorgan not to buy their stock. Their stock has been downgraded. They're saying it's not just because of the boycott. It's also because their business looks like it's in trouble anyway, as if they needed to have that to worry about. In addition, Target employees are getting upset, especially the woke ones, at having to deal with losing so badly on the Pride Month display boycott controversy. We'll get into that. And companies everywhere are starting to fear Pride Month. They just don't know how to handle it. They don't know what they're going to do that's going to upset their customers. And they don't know because they haven't asked their customers. They haven't communicated with their customers. They have Pride councils advising them on what merchandise to do, on what promotions to do, but they don't ask their actual customers who may or may not have a problem with what they're doing, what they think. So they have no idea what they're doing, and companies are fearing severe backlashes. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. I'm trying to get the channel up to 15,000 subscribers. If you can subscribe, please do subscribe. Thank you so much. From our first article, this comes from Liberty Wire. Target stock downgraded by JPMorgan after sales tank over Pride Month merchandise for kids. Again, it's not just because of Pride Month. Target did have other problems, and they do go into that in the descriptions of their decisions, but it's definitely related to the boycott because obviously, people are not shopping in the stores the way they used to shop in the stores. On Thursday, JPMorgan downgraded Target stock from overweight to neutral as the shopping giant experiences its longest losing streak on its stock in 23 years. And they've lost more than $14 billion on their stock over the course of 2 weeks. It's really incredible. Today, their stock is up a tiny fraction. It's about flat. It's not up 1%. Yesterday, it was down. These stocks go up and down a little bit, but cutting $14 billion off your stock when you used to be a $74 billion company is not a little bit. Here's what they had to say. Well, we continue to believe that the consumer is broadly weakening while the share of wallet shift away from goods, 51% of Target sales, is ongoing, wrote JPMorgan analyst Christopher Horvitz. Quote, while still positive on a 3-year basis, Target has been giving back share on a 1-year view, and we believe the share loss could accelerate into back to school and linger into holiday, given consumer pressures and recent company controversies. Of course, the boycotts. This could turn Target's traffic negative after an impressive run of 12 consecutive positive quarters. And here's another major problem for Target, which is why they shouldn't have been rocking any boats. Horvitz noted the company could also feel the impact of the expected student loan repayment restart at the end of August, writing that Target over-depends on millennial customers. And if these student loan payments kick back in, those millennial customers are going to be paying their student loans like they haven't been for a very long time, and that's going to take money away from Target. From the Daily Mail, Target's Satan-loving trans designer behind Target's boycotted Pride clothing campaign says the retailer and Bud Light are examples of rainbow capitalism for Pride Month and should either stand by their ads or not do the ads at all. The designer then explained, if you're going to take a stance and say that you care about the LGBT community, you need to stand by that regardless. Target has sold Pride Month goods for years, but removed this designer's products, citing an increase in confrontations between customers and employees. If you just asked your customers what they wanted, and you just gave the customers what they wanted, you wouldn't have these conflicts at Target in the first place. And the designer had this to say, it's a very dangerous precedent to set that if people just get riled up enough about the products that you're selling, you can completely distance yourself from the LGBT community when and if it's convenient. If you're going to take a stance and say that you care about the LGBT community, you need to stand by that regardless. Well, you're going to have to depend on other people to support your identity if you are a Pride designer with satanic merchandise like this designer. Because obviously, the fraction of 1% that care about this do not bring in enough sales to keep the company in business. And that is what it comes down to. a business is a business. There's just so much that individual activists can do to take over a company to push their agenda and try to normalize it. And by normalization, what I mean is social normalization, the process through which ideas and behaviors that fall outside of social norms come to be regarded as normal. That's what this entire push is all about. It's coming from people that want the culture to change, even though it's not something the culture is generally even interested in. Now, coming directly from the target community at Reddit, this is an example of what they've been needing to do with their pride displays because customers have said, no, we do not want this in the stores. Target has ordered the destruction of much or all of their pride displays, and they are getting thrown into the machine that destroys cardboard boxes. Eventually, these would have been destroyed anyway after they were done with Pride Month, but they're getting destroyed a little early this year because of the customer backlash and the boycotts. And of course, because of the absolute destruction of their stock. I can't emphasize enough, the damage to this company over this boycott really is severe. Target has also been forced to set up an internal hotline that employees are to give out when customers complain. If anyone calls complaining about pride stuff or satanic stuff, they're supposed to be referred to this media relations phone number, and that's a number inside of Target. Talk about mismanagement. They should have had this the first day that they started having issues. Whenever there was any media coverage of this, which was quite a while ago, the next day they should have had a media relations number set up. This is really not good management. Here's a Target employee saying that they feel that the LGBT community should also boycott Target. I mean, at some point, if you work at a company and the majority of your customers boycott you, and then there's a small fraction of a minority of customers, and then they're going to start boycotting you, you're going to wind up in the Bud Light situation where you don't actually have any customers who want to be associated with your brand. And this is what happens when people don't think through what they're doing. If they would just ask their customers, get a customer council together, ask those customers, well, look, we're looking to do this to celebrate this community. We want to make sure you're also comfortable with it. Or if you're not comfortable with it, then we could work together so that everybody could participate at Target. This is what they need to do that they've never done. It's a very basic thing that you would do in marketing. In their break room, they've been able to set up a rainbow display of snacks. This is what they're reduced to at Target from their prior heavy push of Pride Month and Pride displays. In their break room, they have some snacks. A customer actually asked an employee to turn their Pride shirt inside out. The employee didn't do it, didn't want to do it, but it just goes to show that customers are starting to feel a little bit more emboldened to say, you know what, I'm not comfortable. I don't want to see this. Could you just fix your shirt? You're here to work, not here to tell me about your personal social agendas. They also have a massive mega thread with many, many comments from many employees talking about issues. Here's one person that expressed they were not even at work today, and this goes back 7 days, not even at work, and got told that they're supposed to be pulling all Pride merchandise from the sales floor and displays and putting it in the back on top of having already moved it to women's performance section. And here's a key comment from someone going back 6 days ago. A majority of our Pride merchandise is prompting a do not sell at the register. A person in style confirmed most of it is being pulled from the floor. Do not sell means they put a block on the merchandise by the UPC code. And even if you've got the money and you're desperate to buy this merchandise, they're not going to let it be sold at the register. I saw another article where they were talking about this with someone trying to buy a book. It was something like Bye Bye Binary or some book to indoctrinate children, and it was stopped at the sales register even though the customer wanted to buy it. Companies are also very concerned about Pride Month. They don't know what they can do anymore. Is Kohl's allowed just to have a few baby clothes that have LGBT icons on them? And no, apparently they're not, because it started a whole boycott. Chick-fil-A announced that they're hiring a new diversity chief. Well, that's enough for people to call for a boycott for Chick-fil-A. It's all over the place now. So companies are trying to figure out what they can and can't do. Target is just scaling everything back as quickly and aggressively as they can. But this is coming from Forbes. Corporations face new fears for how to handle Pride Month. And there's some conversation in this article about how, well, you know, we have customers that expect us to support them, that are interested in Pride Month. And it's unfortunate now because these companies are starting to back off a lot. They are backing off. They don't know what to do, and you can't blame them. But some companies are not backing off. Look at what they're doing at Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Bear goes full woke with LGBT collection. Love is love with a tutu rainbow skirt. I mean, these are baby bear toys. This is for very young children. So when they say, oh, well, it's not for children, don't worry about it. Like, well, you know, it kind of is for children. So it's something that's concerning. All the proceeds, this is from N Wokeness, great Twitter account, definitely subscribe. Love is love. Now your furry friend can dream in every color of the rainbow with this cute rainbow pride sleeper outfit. It features an all-over pattern of rainbow bears and hearts. For every pride collection item purchased, Build-A-Bear will donate a portion of the proceeds, $1 for furry friends, 50 cents for other items, to Build-A-Bear Foundation to support organizations committed to the work of diversity, equity, and inclusion. So that's where your money is going if you're shopping at Build-A-Bear. Companies are afraid. Other companies are not worried about it. I don't tell people to go boycott anything, but I don't think you should support companies you don't like. If you don't like the values of the company or the merchandise that they're selling, there's no reason to support them. But let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Really appreciate your comments. Did you know that Target stock is being downgraded, that Wall Street is actually warning you better not buy this stock right now or be very careful around this stock? Did you know that Target is destroying their Pride displays? Did you know they set up an emergency hotline for employees to give to customers when they complain about satanic merchandise and Pride merchandise? And had you actually heard that companies are really kind of nervous about Pride Month? They don't know what they can and they can't do anymore. Hopefully they'll be a little more careful and actually reach out to their customers and say, look, we don't want to push anything on you. What are you comfortable with? Let us know. And had you heard about the Build-A-Bear workshop? Is this the kind of bears you think that they should be selling to children? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.